Full moon in Taurus Friday, November 15th. We are being urged to comprehend the opposite in order to have a full picture during this year's final supermoon. For example, Taurus is a stable sign, but Scorpio is its opposite, with many deep emotions that complement each other well. This full moon is known as the frost moon, which is not surprising given that it symbolizes weather conditions and thus warns us that change is inevitable. Venus, which is associated with Taurus, reminds us to focus on our passions rather than going overboard with Scorpion energy and getting into a shadow aspect. In order to find the true answer that resides in the heart, we need to search for a deeper meaning that goes beyond the material and the surface. Let us examine the Hierophant, linked to Taurus. We are looking within to identify the cause of a pattern that needs to be altered. We are not just connected to our personal change, but we are now energetically clearing out the family patterns from past generations. This time, your choices will change the family bloodline, and since Uranus is a natural disruptor, it is simple to get rid of everything that is outdated. Since the tarot card is spiritual, one may switch from material to more fulfilling ways of living without placing a lot of emphasis on winning. It is more about giving than taking. There is a desire to begin something new. This full moon's tarot card is also the Seven of Pentacles, which serves as a reminder that the old programming of laziness may resurface and strike. We should thus connect this card to positivity and plant the seeds that will enable our new life to come to fruition. Finding a balance between wild excitement and sober wisdom, security and change, and being aware of the opposition and avoiding extremes is necessary if we want to reap the benefits of this full moon. The sign Taurus is a resilient sign and values their achievements in building security. Now is the right time to let go of what is no longer needed to create a new version of yourself. Prepare to embrace a new aspect of yourself, bigger and better than ever before.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Diamonds of Love. These are our full moon readings that we are doing each and every single month, and the prediction are meant to be for the month ahead. So from this full moon to next full moon, what is happening for you all that clicked on this video? Make sure to like, share, and subscribe this video if it helped you, or if you want to share it with someone that will benefit from watching this video. We'll appreciate that. For all of you that are returning, thank you for being here. We're always sending you love, and this channel is called Dimensions of Love, and we know that the frequency of love is the highest one that we can be on. So these readings are always general, but if you subscribe, it will always be mainly your energy, because I'm reading mostly for them. But also, if you're just passing by and clicked on this video, of course, there's a message there for you too. A little bit of information before we get into this reading. It is always a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. We also speak of that you have to tune in with your intuition. So we have to work with ourselves in order to understand the message. And there's no randomness in the universe. So if you clicked on this message, then there's a message here for you. So listen to this video all throughout. And I also want to add in, if you are watching this video and you want to watch till the end, I will end this particular full moon because it's the last supermoon. So I'm going to end this reading with all the 12 signs and what you can actually do to fulfill this full moon as your sign. So what can you do, and what do you need to know for those that are interested in sign? And don't forget that we have the sun, moon, and rising. I personally look at all three of them because we are in tranquility within ourselves, and we also have a masculine and feminine in our higher self. So it's always this triangulations that happens within us. So I view that also in astrology with the sun and moon and the rising. and you can do however you please, but this is a little advice that I would look at all of those advices from both my sun, moon, and my rising. So it will be like 3 advices for you, in case you don't have all 3 houses with the same sign. No, you can't have that. Forget about that. I want to go back to this before I get into something else. I love this full moon. This full moon is very beautiful in Taurus. I'm stepping into this energy of very grounded, and I think you're going to enjoy this month because it is, we are working with the opposite, and we are working with the energies, and this keeps coming back, but it's particular in this month. I feel it's more strongly than ever that the opposite and these extremes are very, very, very obvious to us. So the same way as Taurus and Scorpio are in its opposite, where Scorpio is very emotional and Taurus is more grounding and stable and knows what they want and works and strives for that and gets everything in their physical reality, while Scorpio can be very mysterious and different and can be very dark, but a very loving and emotional sign that you can connect to a Scorpio on a deeper level. And Scorpio can also connect with themselves in the deeper level. So these 2 extremes, the signs are very strong, but also it's very extreme in both ends. So we are being asked, as I'm reading the energy, to balance those 2 opposite, and that will be most beneficial for us. As you've seen in the first step there, I showed you how we're going through this reading, and this reading is taken from another website, that particular Taurus spread. I was very drawn to it, so when I feel something or I'm feeling compelled to do or go somewhere, I always follow my intuition and my spiritual guides. So I invite you all to invite your spiritual guides right now. I'm going to ring this bell. So let's just open this reading. Watch your ears. So I invite all ancestors, spiritual beings, spiritual helpers, connecting to all of those that are viewing this, that are here energetically, to be connected here. And I ask that all my spirit guides, ancestors, are here and to provide the most accurate message for both the viewer and me as a receiver to deliver it. Thank you all for being here. Thank you. It is all in the name of love, and may it provide answers. Thank you. So let's just get into this. So it is the Taurus spread that we're starting 4 cards. I'm going to pull additional cards, of course, and I always do, as always, the shadow aspect and the light aspect of you, the viewers that you're here. We all have shadows and we all have our lights. So I'm always picking for the full moon your shadow aspect, what you need to know and what you need to know in your light, or what you need to have confirmed additionally. So the first card, let's go through the cards that we picked as you saw in the first chapter. So our first card is the 3 of Earth. This is a beautiful, beautiful card you all got here. I love this beginning because it begins with a green color and it is just very enriched in all ways. So I love that we're starting off with this beautiful green color, and she is basically like she's standing on a pile of gold. That's how it looks to me. So the question is, what are you not seeing? So what you're not seeing on this full moon, and again, these messages are for the month ahead. So what you're not seeing for this full moon is that you are co-creating with others, and you are co-creating with spirit. So it can be your energy. It can be, even if you have children, you're co-creating with them too. Sometimes we seem to believe that it is ourselves, and we can block that. And spirit wants you to know that you're co-creating with spirit. I don't know, there is a message coming through right now. It's saying that, okay, when we are creating, because I wrote it down here, but it's just come through, so I'm going to take what came through here. So what you're not seeing is when we're co-creating with spirit and everyone else, we seem to forget that sometimes we want our manifestation to be in a certain way, and spirit is kind of reminding you it can be better. We can get so rigid. If we want something to manifest, you're supposed to get money in your account, and that's the account that the money is supposed to be in, for an example. And everything else happens according to that. You get a check and you're like, no, it's not like that. I didn't want this. Or you get coupons, or you get some other benefits that will enhance what you actually needed. I don't know if that makes sense and why that is coming through, but for some of you, you need to understand that sometimes if you want something to be in a certain way, that spirit is reminding you here, it doesn't have to be like that. Let go of the picture, because we sometimes want everything that's on our vision board and we get rigid and we want to manifest. But the message here is that you are manifesting with others. So basically, you can't just get all of your wishes. And I feel like this is for many of you that has animals, as well as children. I mean, something that's close to you. And for some of you that you're a very strong empath, that you have, even if your family members want it or not, they are kind of in your energy field, and you are controlling how that outcome from that bloodline. Basically, if your ancestors have awakened you, because I'm feeling this energy of ancestors. So if you have become more awakened than many of your family members, that means that you are the one that is going to transmute and transform that bloodline. So when you're transforming and transmuting these bloodline patterns that have been in your family lineage backwards, okay, what happens here is that they energetically also decide that because you're the strongest one and you can hold the energy, you're going to decide what is going to happen with all of your family members. So you are kind of holding that energy of all of them to move it forward. It's like the leader gets picked. So I'm feeling that many of you that are that are like, you can feel energies in a different way. Many of you are very advanced and you know what you want, and you are standing from a place of love. And those others, family members that have a lot of negativity attached to them, they can hold a position of leadership the same way as you. So you might feel, I'm not a leader. I can't hold all of this. I'm just a loving person. I don't want this responsibility. It's not that. It's sometimes the best leaders are those that lead with the heart. So even if you don't feel like you have those skills yet, those skills will be developed, because again, spirit is reminding you that you're co-creating with spirit. This is what you need to know. And you need to know that these energies and everything that's happening that you're co-creating is simultaneously happening because of your ancestors and everyone in your energy. I hope that this makes sense. This just came through and I'm trying to put it in words as good as possible, which is sometimes difficult. So bear with me. That is what I want to say here. It is a beautiful teamwork for this month that's happening. And many of you are realizing it already. Others of you are going to realize it as this month moves ahead. And it feels like the energy feels like it's a fast month. So this month is just going to go, you will not even feel this month. That's how fast it's going to go and disappear. And so that's everything for, I feel very fast. I started speaking very fast. I felt that energy start pushing. So that is what you're not seeing and what spirit wants you to know. So let's go to the Queen of Air, which is our second card. And what is holding you back? So mostly for all of you, I've written down that it is a fear of hurting others when you're honoring your truth. And for many of you here, it is family, it is a work setting, it is the environment that you're in, that you kind of feel like you want to say something, but you're feeling a little bit, there's a little fear that you can get too fierce with your words without wanting it, because I feel like there's a very beautiful, there's a beautiful energy of caring and that's coming through, but at the same time, a holding back of fear of not hurting another. And what I want to say here is that you will not hurt anyone if your intentions are true. So if we're just saying, I want to be truthful and everything that I'm saying needs to be in truth, and we just start to say the truth in that way, that can be hurting. And some might feel like, oh, but it's correct, I'm being honest. But that's not. Sometimes we can be quiet about certain things. We don't have to say them. I mean, first of all, we need to let it go through, sit through that filter of, is it necessary? And is it kind? So if it doesn't go through, is it necessary? Is it kind? Then we don't say it at all, even if it is the truth. So everybody doesn't have to hear the truth all the time. Just as you know how you look, you know your size, the length of your hair, and you don't have to have anyone tell you that because you already know that. It's obvious. It's the same way here. We don't want to overdo the truth. And I don't feel that you're doing this. You have a purpose. You have something that you're going to do. You have this intelligence, because mostly color of these base cards are blue. And so you have that fast intelligence that is with you, a very wit tongue. So you can speak. And it's very good that you're cautious about how you're speaking, so you're not hurting anyone. I feel like this is a very good quality, that you have that fear. But don't let, it kind of is reminding you to, don't let that fear stop you, because you need to share. You need to set those boundaries of not letting anyone energetically, especially here with the first card in collaboration and feeling all of those energy. I mean, if you have a lot of energy in your field because it kind of gets stick to you very fast, then it's equally important for you to know how to push it away so that you can find your space, so that you can find your own center when these energy are constantly being pulled at you. So I feel it's very beautiful that you have that, that you have been, because I feel it energetically that you are putting boundaries, but there's a kind of cautiousness of how, there's some words that I'm trying to find a specific word that's not coming through, but it's not a pushing away. It is more of a cautiousness of not to. And I feel it's a beautiful thing. It feels very beautiful. It feels very caring from you guys that are watching this, that it is very caring. So I want that to be acknowledged, and also to remind you that it's still okay to set some boundaries, and sometimes to speak of them and say, this is going too far, or I'm not going to accept that. And sometimes that's hard when it's energetically, because who are you speaking to? How are you supposed to do it? But it is a kind of feeling yourself through it. And many of you are in that development. And what I want to say here for some of you that just came through very strongly here is, when you're working, because on this full moon, we're working a lot of things that is coming back from our ancestors. So many of you might not even have this problem that's yours, and you're trying to understand, why is this happening? Not in a way that you feel sad, like, why is this happening to me in a victimhood, but more so of a, why is this happening? Trying to understand it, not understanding, and having these questions. Why is it like, why am I having to do all of this? And there's no clarity, because it's not meant to be a clarity, because it's not yours. It is from your ancestor. The only thing that you need to do is hold space for it and transmute it. And that can be sometimes difficult in this space, especially for some of you. You have a mother So it's a connection to a mother, and maybe you're good with your mother, or you have a very beautiful bond, and it can be very difficult if all of a sudden you're not working together with your mother. It's just more fights and more harsh words to one another. And this has all to do with the ancestral patterns. For some of you, it doesn't even have to be that you have a mother even, for you to be like, why is everyone acting like a mother towards me? And you can get annoyed. So I really want you to consider this, that because of this answer, I don't know how it's going to show up in your reality, but for this month, it's very emphasized that a pattern that is connected to a mother figure, mother-child type of relationship is resurfacing, and it doesn't have to be yours. So kind of work through it and allow it to be just the way that it is. As a reminder, if you heard it here, you already know this. So you already know in advance what is going to happen for this month. I mean, that is the best heads up you can get. So you will feel this energy. And again, like I gave you the example, if you are in a good relationship with your mother and all of a sudden it's not that good, it is something that's transmuted from ancestors, because it can be an energy of what has happened in the recent past in generations with mothers involved. So it's not that simple as just what has that to do with me. It's an energy that keeps following generation to generation. And now the vibration is so high enough that someone can actually transmute it. And that someone might be actually you. So, and again, the owl, I love this picture with the owl over there, because spirit is with you. From the first card, what came through is that spirit is with you. You're co-creating with spirit. And here again, in your second card, the spirit is there with you, reminding you that everything is fine. Just keep on moving forward. You're setting those boundaries perfect. So our third card is a Two of Air. So there's our card. And so what needs to be releasing here? What do you need to release here? So it is, many of you for this month will be rushed, as in rushed to make decisions. And for many of you, again, I feel like this is an energy in your energy field. Like, it doesn't have to look like something externally will be stressful for you, but just maybe there are decisions, or you're waiting for, it can be job related, it can be family related, whatever it is, you're waiting for something and it's not coming through. And I feel this energy of that you have no problem of standing and waiting. It kind of feels relaxing not to be involved in anything. But this energy that stems from ancestor, this energy that is following you, is like rushing you to make a decision, rushing you to, because nothing is happening. You have to make it happen. So then you will rush into a decision that you wouldn't make if you had all the information, if you let everything fall into its places. So spirit is asking you to just, it's better for you to rest, because everything will be in the mind. It will be very intellectual energy with you for this month. So you don't have to overstimulate it. You more so have to find quiet pockets of where you will relax and where you will find that inner sanctuary of relaxing back into it, so that the mind, you might hear all of the chatter, but after a while, because you're so relaxed to it, it starts to quiet itself down. And then will be the greatest answer that will arise from that quiet space. And so when this month is asking you to rush, it is a reminder that this is not correct. This is just an energy imprint in your bloodline that wants you to constantly rush and make decisions. And it's not necessary. No one is actually rushing you. If you think about it in the situation, you will come to find out that no one is rushing you and there's no decision needed to be rushed. But this energy will make it to your reality, and it will warp itself to make it look like everything is rushed. And if you start to believe in this, you will feed into that illusion, and of course, everything will amplify. in the wrong direction. So you might have a lot of things that you're juggling and that you're deciding. And how you can hear your heart best is when you can be quiet. That is when, even scientifically measured, when we are calm and in a meditative state, that this electricity activates our heart, and we can actually hear everything more clearly that we need to hear. And in order to come to this space, we have to calm ourselves down. So, and the mind will try to make you do, especially when you have a lot of intellectual energy power, the mind will do anything in its power to move you away from what you're actually needing to do. Again, try to train the mind of coming back to your silence, taking a walk in the forest, sitting 5 minutes a day. It can be so short, but just every day make it a good habit so that you can quiet the mind, so you can train it to be more quiet. Because that is when you will find that perfect answer. It is going to come through there, clearly. Our last card here is what is transforming. So what is transforming? We have a lion in this picture, and number 8 is also connected with the sign lion. And what is transforming is from one space of being unsure of many things, is that many of you are finally understanding the depth of the sentence divine timing. Because it's not just rushing and saying, okay, but it's divine timing to try to calm yourself down. But many of you feel this. You can feel it in your soul that this is divine timing. And you've probably had glimpses of it throughout these couple of years where you've seen that, oh wow, if this didn't happen this way and that wasn't there at that time, I would have never been here. So when we understand that, and you can actually tangibly see that, oh wow, this is why it was divine timing, because I would never understood it in that way if it didn't happen like this and then in that step for me to see it. And that was just something that was coming through. But for many of you, you're finally understanding what divine timing is. And I feel like this relaxes you in the Two of Ear also, when this energy comes in to rush to make you do a decision. You just understand that it is an awakened dream, and everything can be tangible and flexible if you relax into it. It can be an awakened dream. I don't know why that came through. And there's this knowing that you can do anything with spirit. Anything that is with spirit. And I feel spirit is all in your cards here. In every card, spirit is being mentioned. As I'm meditating through your cards, just spirit is right there. Just right there reminding me. Right there with the owl. Just right there with these beautiful tiny birds that she's holding in her hand. It's just constantly reminding me here that spirit is here with you. Spirit is here. And you can do anything, and you truly have the strength also to tame the mind. For many of you, maybe you've started something spiritual, like a spiritual practice, but that you're actually taking more serious than you have done before. And I feel like for this month, you're going to develop that even deeper than before. And it will be so beneficial for you because so many things will come through. Even for some of you, if you're going through a fasting state where you're just cleansing yourself out, or if you're detoxing, if you have new habits of food, many of you are leaving old habits, but you're also picking up a lot of beautiful habits that are for your future self. It's not like it is an energy of not living in the past tense of yourself or in the present, to where in the now moment you say, oh, I'm not gonna do the dishes. I'm not gonna clean today. I'll let it be for tomorrow. So in the past, I feel like your future self always had to suffer in waking up thinking about everything that needs to be done. Oh my goodness, the house is not clean yet. And it's just all of these stressors that have been put off because the past self keeps giving trouble to the future self. And now you're in the present moment with yourself, which is, if you can do anything for your future self, you will do the dishes in the night instead of leaving them for tomorrow morning. That's the kind of energy that it's given. It's like you'll do the dishes for your future self because you want your future self to wake up and say, oh, the dishes are clean. This is wonderful. So it becomes this beautiful balance of your understanding that it is about giving and taking and not postponing. So you're living in the moment and understanding what needs to be done. I don't know why that's coming through. I just had to deliver that message for the dishes. Someone, maybe you're doing your dishes right now. I don't know. Let's go to the moon cards. Okay, so we're in the shadow aspect, and in our shadow aspect, we got transformation. So let go, make room for greatness. So what does this mean? Well, this is an insight card to begin with. So what no longer serves us and has achieved its full potential, we are now releasing it. We're thanking it. Thank you for being there, providing everything that was needed to provide. But right now, I need to let you go, and I need to let it go completely because, again, you're picking up new habits. You have other things that matches who you are becoming. So the old things, they don't fit. Here's the most simple thing that I can explain to you. If you are in, how will you identify if you're really in this stage? Well, if you feel bored, then that is a direct answer to this card saying that wherever you are, you can't be there because your new version is being birthed into this new sense of who you are. And so this old version that is trying to hold into that past version of yourself, it's kind of, it feels boring to be there. So it is a nudge to, you have to change. You have to expand because you are going to feel bored until you do so, because you need to move from one energy to another. So with the transformational, as you can see, she's having those wings. So it doesn't matter. For some of you, it can be beliefs. For others of you, it can be habits. So it can be old habits that you can, and now you're bored of them. You're bored of doing that. It's because they need to change. That is your indicator. They need to change. So it can be goals. You've set some goals, and as you're doing them, just the same way as you don't have to be motivated if you're doing something. If you have a passion and you have goals that you continue, you don't even have to have motivation. You just continue doing them. But if you are having goals and you're bored of them and nothing happens and you keep being bored of them, well, then maybe you need to change that goal. Because you're not supposed to, if you have a purpose and you're going for your goal, you will never get bored because you will love the process no matter how slow or fast it might go. So perhaps for some of you, you need to change that goal completely. For others of you, it can be ideas. It can be different ideas that needs tweaking, that needs changing, because also an idea of how the world is. Because in your new version, you will also see the world in a different light because you are in a different light. So it can be different layers of yourself. It can be different layers within your consciousness spectrum of understanding how everything is. And of course, it can also be that we have a mask. So we wear a mask and we have this person and it's working out fine, but you're finally feeling it inside of you, like, I can't hold this mask anymore. I just can't do it. Yes, I'm satisfying everyone, but now I'm starting to feel miserable. And so you're starting to pull that mask out of yourself. You don't want it anymore. So this is what's happening from your shadow aspect. So I've written down here that there are many things that society has kind of projected towards us since we were little, that this programming between 0 to 7 years old that has created us, of everything that we've seen, so everything that we've received, and many of those things don't serve you. And you are going through this. And, we have to remember that growth is painful. It is, even if it is these beliefs and these habits. And they've always done this in my family. We've always done it like this. And this sentence that comes, we always do it like that. And so when we come to this stage where we need to grow, it can be very difficult to grow. It can be very painful. So I want you to be, all of you, to be very careful and really take care of yourself in those stages, and understand that growth is, so you have to be extra kind to yourself and remind yourself that growth is pain, but it's okay. It is a bittersweetness of everything that we live through in life. It doesn't have to be bitter. It's bittersweet. That's why it's bittersweet. We need to understand that it's not about the extremes, to be too happy or to be too sad. It's about this month embracing both those aspects and holding that gap, shortening it out. So it's not of a big gap that the balance becomes so off. Because when the gap is shorter, we can find balance easier. So bittersweet is good, because then it's not so far from each other. So we can taste it when it's more sweet and when it's more bitter easier than when it is very extreme. Then we can forget one aspect of the other because they're so far away from one another. So we want to try to close that gap, okay? So that's what's happening here. And I mean, you might lose things, but you will find yourself. And that's more worthy than anything else. So from your shadow aspect, I find that to be very beautiful. Very beautiful card for you guys for this month ahead. And our light card is New Moon in Virgo. Trust all will be well. And we are in the Virgo season. Everyone, happy birthday to all Virgos, because it's been your birthdays for this month here. But the card here is saying to us that slowing down so that more pieces can fall into place. Okay? It's the same thing with the reminder here when we need to not rush. So you have this energy that is going to come in for this month, wanting you to rush. And again, you have a double confirmation here. The Spirit is saying, hey, I'm just reminding you one more time here. And if you're looking at this video, reminding you 3 times here that you need to wait till all pieces fall into place. Again, a reminder that it is divine timing. There's nothing that you can really, and it's not taking away your power. There's nothing you can do about it. It's not in that sense. It's a sense that there's nothing that you can do to make it better. It will be exactly how it needs to be if you let it go. If we keep on touching it and tweak it, we just might end up messing it up even more. And then Spirit's got to go, okay, now I have to redo certain things because you started to touch it when it wasn't ready. You don't eat or try the food or put your hand in the food when the food is cooking. So Spirit is making the food. Some of you made it cooking right now. But when Spirit is making that and energetically cooking for you, to make the perfect, you're just putting your hand there and you're like, can I just touch it? Is it done? Should we have more? And Spirit's like, it's okay, I got this. You just need to trust the process. You're there. I'm going to give it to you and you are going to take over exactly when you need to take over. Right now, you just need to relax and look. And sometimes that can be difficult, not do anything, to be still. But you're being asked here, that is exactly what you need to do. So what can we do when we are still? First of all, with this card, you have extremely good karma. So all of that good karma is coming in. I mean, you're going to have these magical payouts. Someone's going to give you stuff. Someone's going to help you with something. All of a sudden, magically, money appears out of nowhere. That is all because you have good karma. So for many of you this month, there's these small things that will be happening for you. And mostly important for this card is that when we're in this stage, Like, we're looking at spirit. Spirit is cooking this beautiful energetically meal in front of us that is going to be our continuation going into the December month. And so we're here. What can we do? Well, we can help others. Because if you already have created so good karma that you help, and I'm not talking about just randomly helping someone that is going to use their money. You have extra money and you give that money to someone that drinks, it's not going to help them. You help someone with something that you know that they need to do for themselves, that's not helping them. I'm talking about all of you that are advanced souls that have already gone through these stages of understanding what helping this versus helping that means. I'm talking about charity work. I'm talking about volunteering, doing something that you can see that this person cannot do for themselves. So some people in lower vibration, they like to help other people, but they are not helping themselves. And they're helping someone that is procrastinating themselves. So they're not really helping them. They're actually ruining for each other, and they're distracting themselves. So this is in the lower worlds, okay? So if you're unconscious in the lower worlds, that is how it will physically look, because you're not even helping yourself. You're supposed to help others, but you're not helping yourself. Doesn't make sense. But for you that are here, I had to just take this because we have this extreme energy here. So of course, I'm doing the extreme here as using the analogies in this way. But when we're helping in a way that it would help ourselves. So we've done everything that we can. Spirit is taking over, cooking this beautiful energy bill. You're waiting on this month. What can you do? Well, you can volunteer in something. Then it will be directed to the people that need your help, people that are working with helping. You know, you can volunteer for yourself, just going into the forest and cleaning up a little bit, just picking up trash, just helping out in nature, helping out Mother Nature that provides this beautiful soil and the food that we're going to eat. You don't have to eat from that particular soil that you're cleaning, but the earth is one. Her energy feels everything that is helping. So Gaia feels it all. You're picking up some trash here, it's going to come back to you by you eating nourishing fruits and vegetables that are coming through. So that energy can come back in different ways. But the main point here for you to take on for this month is that to help out in a healthy way, which all of you, I believe, are already doing. But again, a reminder, when you're feeling this restlessness, this energy is pushing, what are you doing? Then you just go and do some volunteer work. You see some labor, you do something nice. I was outside of my house and I like to keep my creativity going. So I made a little Christmas decoration tree. And I wasn't born in that religion. I celebrate all celebrations because it's a day to celebrate. Of course, I have to celebrate. And in kindness and in love, I'm right there. So I made this decoration. It's outside of our house. And I'm doing all of this so everyone that passes by can just be like smiling, see something good. That is also given back. It's given without wanting anything back. You're just giving it to see someone smile, to see someone look at it and say, oh, this feels nice. It's not for a show off. It's just for this beauty. That's the energy and the attention I was doing when I was doing this beautiful little setting of a Christmas tree and all these beautiful lights. So that is one example that you can do it in that way. It can be in so many different forms. But again, when we are waiting for that manifestation, we can give a helping hand. And also for many of you, you're connecting to Metatron. So geometrical shapes, maybe of you will see geometrical shapes in your dreams. You're connecting to them, maybe doing something creative with it. But for many of you, you're connecting to that. And so you can clear out energies with Metatron. He is one of the highest angels in ranks. So you can really clear out many things. So this energy that is rushing, this energy that is from mothers for some of you, this energy that is here of doubting divine timing from before, like it's not there with you. I'm not feeling that, but it was there. you're also being asked from Metatron to clear that out. So check in that angel and see how you can connect with it. I would say geometrical shapes is the best. Just take one shape or see it in your head and just see how you're clearing that out. So when you see how it is clearing out everything old energy, you don't have to put a name to it or anything. You just visualize however it is for you. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's just to clear that out so it doesn't follow you moving ahead to 2025, because we're coming at the end of this year. I'm going to, I don't know how long it's been in this recording. It's very long here, but I want to put additional cards here. So I'm going to pull one each to clarify, and then let's see which master energy is coming for this month with you on this journey. So let's see here with the Tree of Earth. There was one extra additional card, and we have the Ace of Swords. Yes, so there's something hidden that you don't see in this collaboration here. That is your additional message of what you're not seeing, exactly what it's clarifying, that it's not meant to be seen, it's hidden. Maybe it can also be hidden by some of those teamworks, but again, Spirit is working with you. So if they can hide something, it's meant for them to hide it, because, you know, Spirit makes it come together in its own way. So it's going to be perfect here. It will be clarity. Even if someone might not be telling the truth there for some of you. That was a heads up. Okay, with the Queen of the Air, let's see here if something comes through. Five of Wands. You see, there's a lot of competition here. So what's holding you back is this competition and these different aspects within yourself also. For many of you, it is this dualistic energy, many aspects of you that wants many different things. And it can hold you back, because as soon as you start going in one direction, there's another aspect of you that's like, I don't want to do this, I want to do this instead. And then when you start doing that, there's a different aspect of you that's pulling you in a different direction. And this is causing kind of difficulties within yourself of what to choose. There's so many different directions. Let's see here, what needs releasing? Clarifier. To the Two of Air. Yes, Six of Swords in reverse. Yes, you don't have to regret of moving on from the situation. I mean, this uncertainty, I know that you are, wherever you are, that you're supposed to move forward, you're hesitating, and Spirit is saying to you, you don't have to hesitate. You don't have to hesitate. You will move forward, so you don't have to pull yourself back into something. You will move forward, so keep on moving forward, okay? Regardless. Let's go for the Strength card, one clarifier. And we have the Chariot in reverse. So you might go in the wrong direction, okay? So here is what needs to transform. Again, when we're pushing, and it is divine timing, but you're pushing, you want to go forward, you want to go faster. No, not good. Not good. You don't have to go, because you end up going in the wrong direction. And again, with the Chariots upright, you see that both white and the black horse are together. When they are in the reverse, that's what I said, the extremes. You got to look after those extremes, because that might happen there. And again, this is a reminder. If you want to move fast, you will move fast and it will be a wrong direction. Don't do it, okay? You have this heads up, okay? So let's see here. I want to see the shadow for the transformation. Anything else that the viewer needs to know? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, see? There's a joy. 1111 on a card. Oh my goodness. It's a divine union. It's a celebration. It's a celebration of many, of plenty. So this transformation it's a celebration. You should do a full moon. Many of you, I don't advise you to do a full moon ritual, but for some of you, if you've mastered the new moon, of making rituals in the new moon, because you got to be a very good master. And since I said your spirit is very strong there with the cooking and magic, that you have that in you, that you can make it correctly. But be careful when you're doing magic in the full moon, because it can be a lot of energy and it can go in the wrong way, especially here if you're doing it. So then it goes in the wrong direction. So take it easy here and trust that you have 1111. So watch the portal message that I will do. Please do that. Watch that portal message that I will shortly make for 1111, because many of you are connecting to 1111. So you're right there. Let's see, my loves, the last card here for the new moon in Virgo, but we are in the full moon, of course. But for the new moon in Virgo, what is that? We have Two of Wands in reverse. So it is a waiting. It is a two pathways. We have a two. We have a double confirmation of the number 2. You may be connecting with a number 2. It is, again, a boredom of waiting, and don't be bored in that waiting. Again, when you're bored, as I reminded you before, it is when we have outgrown an energy, a place, a behavior. Okay? Let's see. For the viewer of Dimensions of Love right now, what master will be present for the November month? What master will be present, and what do they need to see and know? Oh my goodness, look at that, Freya. So we have phases and cycles. It's a new, there is a beginning with every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. I mean, that is amazing. Okay, you're going full circle. You're finally ending. That is the energy that is going with you. That you are ending cycles because you're taking up new habits. And that's why you have this celebration here. It's very positive. And your celebration is in your shadow aspect. So this card is very, very beautiful. And we have the full moon in the background. So it's going to be a significant full moon for you guys. I love this Freya with the cycles, because that is an extra confirmation again of where it's closing for you all. I want to do an additional, because this was so beautiful for you. Let me see the angel card. What angel message can come through, since we're working with Metatron also energetically? What more needs to be revealed here and is available for the viewer to see and know right now? Thank you, Spirit. God of the underworld, something which no longer served you, it's about to end. There you have it. There you have it. It is an ending of whatever it is that's no longer serving you. It is finally ending. So this is a beautiful note to end with here. A beautiful ending here, okay? You're not going to be in that underworld more, because you're coming into a whole new version of yourself in a whole new world, a whole new reality. I'm going to end this segment, but I'm going to give you with the 12 signs. I will be back with all of your additional message of the 12 signs. But I thank you for watching this far, and I see you in the last step. Thank you for joining us this long. But get into this last segment and all of the 12 signs, what you all need to know for the November month in the full moon sign of Taurus. So let's see your messages, starting off with Aries. What does Aries need to know for this full moon and month? You are focusing on career goals, and your personal growth will be something that will benefit you, all Aries. Taurus, beautiful Taurus, you're strengthening personal relationship, but most importantly for this month, you are resolving conflicts. So that's your focus area, Taurus. Geminis, beautiful Geminis, prioritize your health and take care of yourself, because this is the month where you need to put extra thought into that. My Cancers, I'm also Cancer, use this energy to complete creative projects. And I can so agree on this because I am painting and finishing up some paintings. So I'm there with you, Cancers. We really need to put in extra work in our creative project. And remember, creativity is writing, painting, singing, whatever it is that you need to finish up there, or just something that you put on the side, do it. Leo, you're concentrating on home and family. That's your main area, and to improve your living space. So something needs to change in your living space, and you need to connect deeply to your loved ones. Virgo, a lot of enhanced communication for you, Virgo, and you're learning. You are having this intellectual pursuit, which we've been having a lot in this reading. Libra, you are asked to pay more attention to financial matters and a correlation to your personal values. It is important that the money aspect and the personal values are balanced. As Libra always like to be balanced, these two aspects will be most important for you for this month. Scorpio, your identity is very important, and this is pointing to the readings when we're taking our masks off. So it is reflecting on your self-worth. So Scorpio, you are worthy of so much and you're amazing, and remind yourself that. Do a little affirmations, which they say help. When you look in the mirror and say it to the mirror, the mind doesn't know the difference. Even if it looks silly, it actually works. So just try those different things, whatever works for you, Scorpio. You figure it out. Sagittarius. Okay. You are engaging in spiritual activities, okay? There's an inner reflection, so you're looking inward, and we've had that in the reading too, that to enhance and quiet the mind, to use meditation and different practices, which you're already involved in, since we're getting this message for you all, Sagittarius out there. Moving on to Capricorn. Capricorn, okay, your main focus is your social connection and to get involved with community. So it's all about community for you, Capricorn, and connecting with that energy and being involved with the community that you live in. Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, you are setting very ambitious career long-term goals. So for this month, you will definitely have this energy to really see it clearly, and to, again, as we've seen in the readings, to take your time. Don't rush into it. So just put them down in the list just so you can see it clearly, and just work through them one after one, and don't overwhelm yourself. And Pisces, you are exploring new horizons, and you will be expanding your knowledge. So we've been speaking about this in the blue color that we've been having in the readings, that intellectual stimulating learning experiences will be most beneficial for you, Pisces, and you will have a lot of growth in that. So that is all these messages for the signs. I hope it helps. I thank you all for being here in dimensions of love, and feel the vibration of vibrating higher, manifesting better, and using all of your gifts that you have at your disposal to make this world beautiful and more fun. And this could be heaven. We can make it a heaven or a hell. And I prefer that we just make it as comfortable and where most growth can happen in balance. So let's not go to the extremes for this full moon in Taurus. Let's stay grounded. So I thank you all for being here, and I hope that these messages helps you. Thank you for your time and your energy. I value you all, and all of that is to give back. So I appreciate that these messages are helpful to you all. And as always, I thank you all for your like, share, and subscribes. All of you that subscribe, your energy will be here, and the future readings will always involve you first. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And as always, have a wonderful day. Sending love your way, everyone. Bye.